Welcome to the My Finch Life bonus podcast series, Ask Me About My Day, where you can eavesdrop on phone conversations between Dan, industry leaders, and fencers from around the country to find out about their day.
What's up, guys? We back again this week. Last week we had Dan Wheeler on, and we were talking about the hell what were we talking about? Lowballing prices, and we talked about the immediate effects of lowballing a job, which would be cash flow, immediate influx of cash flow, obviously employee retention. But then we started looking at the cons, and there's like 4-2 the cons. There's a whole lot more cons than there are pros to that. The long-term effects are your reduced profit margins and what it does to your business, the financial strain that lowballing jobs does to your business, the perception in the community about your quality. You know, if you get 3 prices and 2 of them are high and one's low, they're going to be like, well, you know, we knew we didn't pay top dollar for it, so what do you expect? And then you're not going to be able to invest back in your business. You're going to have difficulty raising your prices because now your customer base is, and that's the next thing, you start attracting a different customer base, man. Customer base that's not willing to pay the price that you want to raise them up to, so you can start making money again. And then we talked about the impact that it makes on the competitors, the market in that region, and it takes a lot to recover. So some might say, and I'm going to bring on old Dan Wheeler, our guest. Some might say, Dan Wheeler, that man, lowballing is the way to go. But guess what? There's some alternatives to that instead of lowballing. You know what? We talked about this last week, right? By the way, man, what you still got? You still got your Mr. Fence special straightaway there.
Yeah.
So if y'all notice, if you're watching on YouTube, and guys, if you need to go to YouTube because he's play on YouTube. Dan Wheeler has his background blurred out because he's in his mom's office, and it has "Live, Laugh, Love" above his head. It's so cute.
You can probably see it.
Yeah, it's all blurred out. You can't see it, but it's great. So anyway, we're going to talk about alternatives. But before we get there, man, guess what came in the mail today?
What?
So I carry a Kimber Micro 9. You know what that is?
I used to want a gun.
Are you a gun guy?
No.
So it's beautiful, bro. It's all stainless steel,
Dang.
rose handle, right? I got this special case made out of Texas. It's by a company called Kusiak, Kusiak. It is actual leather that they mold.
Dang.
Dude, these cases are so freaking dope. They're like the next generation of leather casing for your gun. This is inside the waistband carry, because that's how I carry. But dude, I was all excited. 12-week delivery time because they hand make it special for you when you order it.
Dang.
Talk about nice, man. Nice flashy gun. But anyway, I'm excited about it. We're sitting on my desk. So the alternatives. Have you given any thought, Dan, from last week's show? Any alternatives that you could do instead of lowballing your price? What are some alternatives?
Efficient operations. Be more efficient.
As in going to trainings, getting educated, getting education classes, AFA, FWA, NAFCA. They all have training.
SOPs. Just SOPs for everything.
Yeah, definitely. And Dan, do you know what SOP stands for?
Standard operating procedures.
We're just testing. Last week, folks, if you didn't listen, he came up with a really big word, sustainability. And he still has yet to text that to me because I made him turn autocorrect off on his phone. So he hasn't been able to text me that word.
Dude, I just got done eating lunch and I got a fortune. You see that?
Oh, you had Chinese today?
It says, learn to love by loving yourself first.
Oh, that's so sweet.
What?
So yeah, man, you need to be efficient. You gotta to figure out what's going on. Why are we not efficient? Maybe load up in the afternoons, right? So then that way you can get on the job earlier, get finished quicker. Maybe you need to go from a 2-man crew to a 3-man crew. I mean, I'll tell you what we did to be more efficient. It cost money though, and if I would have been lowballing my prices, I wouldn't have had the money to pay for the equipment, and I had to buy 3 of them. Yeah, I bought 3 of them, little beavers.
Mm-hmm.
So we used to run 3-man crews. Well, I bought a little beaver for what it cost me to pay an employee for a month, right? I bought a little beaver, and now I run 2-man crews.
Yep.
That little beaver's my third guy, and it only cost me a month's salary. And we've had them, I don't know, about a year now. I guess we've been running with them. So it saved me 12 months worth of salary.
And in the beginning, you wouldn't have had that money if you weren't charging the correct price.
Exactly. If I would have been lowballing just to stay alive.
Dude, and that's like the snowball on the opposite side. You know what I'm saying? Like when we were talking earlier, that snowball is like just what bad can happen happens. Is one thing after another after another. Well, the opposite side of things, now you got a little beaver. Okay, now you're more efficient. Now you're going from a 3-man crew to a 2-man crew. So you're running more leaner. You're saving more money. The little beaver was a one-time purchase. Yeah, some maintenance, some upkeep, and maybe a new one every other couple of years. But now you're on the snowball on the opposite side, where things are just getting better and better for you.
Well, and another thing is just being organized, man. If your truck is organized, your trailer, you know what? My guys, every afternoon, I've been having them at the yard welding. We're welding cages for our bits. We're welding flat bar in certain areas so we can stand up our walk boards, our platforms. We added pipes all across the front of our trailers to put brakes and root busters and the tension bar for the little beavering. All that stands up in there, easy to get to, out of the way. We're doing all these things to make sure that we're efficient and we can move forward and not have any obstructions, man.
Mm-hmm.
Things like that. I'm looking at buying a second forklift. You know why? Because it's taking my guys longer to get out the yard than I like.
Mm-hmm.
And what does that mean? Less time on the job. Takes the job longer. Means I got to charge more labor.
Mm-hmm.
So do I go ahead and cough up now and buy the forklift, or do I just keep suffering?
Mm-hmm.
Look, guys, we got tools that come out. Mr. Fence Tools is a great thing. You literally can take a guy after he's been with you for a week and have him nailing up pickets. It's that simple with the straightaway, whether it's blue or red. Dan's got his straightaway in the background again. I think he must have left it there from last week. I'm just going to set this here.
Every time when I get on a Zoom or a call, dude, I want to see it right there. I love it.
So, what's another alternative? Would you say, Dan?
I can't read your writing here, Dan. Differentiation, being different. What's that word?
It's not sustainability. You can say that one, right? Differentiate.
I don't think that's a word.
Yes, you need to differ from everyone else is what it's meaning, Dan Wheeler. I'll send you a Webster dictionary. I'll buy you the app for your phone.
Thank you.
No, so you need to highlight things like unique selling points. One of my selling points, hey, we got financing. 12 months, same as cash. Well, hey, now that I'm higher than the other guy, hold on a second. You mean I don't have to give you all the money out my piggy bank, Dan? I just got to fill out a little bit of paperwork and pay a little $80 a month bill? That's right. Well, we're going with Fence King.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. You got to be different. You got to sell yourself, and I think every market could be different on that. Every company should be different on that. I like to think that I sell myself. I sell River City Fence and our quality, just like what you said earlier, like training stuff. I mentioned that, like I train every year. Let's just staying alone. right here. Perfect timing, dude. Staining alone. Like I go to Nashville every winter. We get re-upped on our certification. Any new techniques, their new stain, whatever. We're there to learn it. That's what makes me different. I'm not just, looking on YouTube, watching a video and going out and staining your fence with any old stain. Like I trust and believe in my product and the ways we do things.
Well, and you can justify your pricing when you're saying, hey, we're using a more premium material. Our fence boards are domestic. They're not imported from Brazil. Domestic fence boards. Huge difference in that, because of the tree that they're cut from. It's a better product. The pressure treated pine boards that we use. Now I know a lot of people don't use those in some parts of the country, but it's a big thing here. So you know what? We do it. When it comes to our cedar fence boards, we don't use Japanese, Chinese, whatever cedar, unless we're going to be pre-staining. But yeah, we don't use that. We use Alta Western Red. It's the best on the market, man. It's the best stuff around. We don't use pine boards that look like cedar tone. A lady's like, oh, you're $3,500 more than Billy Joe Bob. I'm like, what? So sure enough, I make a little note in the computer a month from now to go check out the fence once it's been built. Dylan swings by and it's cedar tone pine boards that is pre-stained cedar. Well, no wonder I was $3,500 higher. So then you call the customers like, hey, you don't have a cedar fence, and that's what I bid for you. I drove by today and noticed that you got pine boards that are stained cedar. What? Well, you think there was a $3,500 difference because the guy just could get cedar boards cheaper than me? No. So differentiate. Now you got me all messed up. Differentiating. Is that how you say it?
Say it one more time, just so I know how to say it, Dan.
I feel like what's his name, Will Tillis or whatever, the singer. He could sing, but he stuttered. You ever watch Smokey and the Bandit, man? You had to watch that. You never watched that?
No.
That's dude.
Right it probably ended right before I started comprehending TV.
Yeah, man, you got to watch that. Nathan Downs is in all those movies. Captain Chaos, yeah. Dom DeLuise. But yeah, you got to stand out from the crowd, man. We push our financing. We push. Hey, you can do it. You can do an estimate online, right? My salesman, go knock it out. Get you a quote right now. We dig our holes 30 inches deep, 8-inch round auger. What can I do to be different? And what premium materials are we using? Well, our aluminum. I honestly feel in the realm of aluminum, residential aluminum that we're using, that Diggers is one of the best. Probably Ameristar is the best overall when it comes to aluminum, but I'm talking about the residential line that we do. Most of these guys are installing some form of Barrett, or Barrett, however you say it, or Alumigard, or whatever it is. They mass produce it, make a slight little change, and ship it to all these supply houses. The Diggers is well more superior than that. So that's how we set ourselves apart. And then we do targeted marketing. So instead of lowballing a job, work on identifying and targeting the customer segments that value quality and are willing to pay more for a superior product and service.
100%.
Man, I don't go down in the shanty part of town and try to sell fence. When I get someone calls me from that area, I'm like, well, hey, you do know you're looking at about $6,000 or $7,000. Oh, Lord, really? Yes. Oh, okay, never mind.
Yep. You can weed them out.
Or somebody calls up and says, yeah, I just want the cheapest fence, the chain link fence. Well, chain link fence really isn't all that cheap, you know? I mean, so those are the people we're not targeting there. So what do? Hey, Benji, we need to target a higher higher quality customer. And how do we do that?
Correct.
And you need to figure that out.
That kind of gets into like the next level type part of running your business. You know what I'm saying? The stuff that not a lot of people, I don't feel like, are like in my area, my region, don't really tap into. Yeah, they have a Facebook and Google account, but they don't have a Benji app for them every day, every month, updating that stuff and trying to target those, like you said, those good customers. Because I have areas where I want to work because they take care. They have a really nice property. They take care of it. They want the best of everything. And they're not price shopping around. They're not, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I have part of an area where we work is where 99.9% of the time it's get 4-foot galvanized chain link, and then another 1% of the time it's 4-foot black vinyl chain link. I mean, we don't, and that's not bad either for us, because we get in and out of those. But I'd love to do 250 foot of 6-foot vinyl every single day.
Well, yeah, because vinyl costs more, and you're making more money on it because of the margin. If you're doing a 50 margin, or that's too easily said. Let's say you're doing a margin of 52 on that chain link job, and it's going to take you 2 days, and then you do a margin of 52 on that vinyl job, and it's going to take you 2 days. You're going to make more money on the vinyl job because the material cost is more.
Yes. And now because we've invested this whole, going back to the beginning, now that we've done trainings, I got these tools that I've been able to spend money on. Dude, I'm going to get in and out even faster on vinyl. I'm driving and sleeving them. So it's a snowball effect on the opposite side.
Yeah. So, you have to have a target market. And if you're lowballing, guess who your target market is?
Cheap customers.
Yeah, the cheap customers, man. And look, there's nothing wrong with cheap customers. They're out there. That's why we have a low class, a middle class, and a high class, right? But those are the people that you're going to be dealing with, and those are the ones. They're like I call them my tax people. The people who get their taxes. They get $6,000-$7,000 back in taxes. They've never seen that much money, or they only see it once a year, and to them it's like $1 million, right? My guys call it. They're looking at $1 like it's $5, and they think they paid for the Taj Mahal, but really they bought the cheapest fence that there is, and they're going to run you through the ringer. So target a market, and targeting that market is really all on how you express yourself on social media, on your Facebook post. I mean, I can tell you right now, you're not going to see me personally. Now, you might see my guys doing it, but me personally, I'm not going to market my company with rap music and all that stuff in it. I'm not going to do that. Now, my 23-year-old or 20, I don't even know how old my kids are, bro. I think he's 25 now. My 25, 23-year-old, my 21-year-old, if they're doing that to their friends, then it's marketing to them for me, and they're okay with that. But when it comes to my platforms for Fence King, we're going to make sure that we're running our post through a grammar checker, making sure our grammar is right. We want to sound educated, and we want to be informative, and those things matter. I mean, I've literally had customers tell me, my husband's like, "Oh, we can't hire somebody who's on Facebook." Well, I'm like, I'm not just on Facebook. It just so happened that's where you first saw me.
Right.
But like, yeah, well, we scrolled through your Facebook post. There was no spelling errors. There was no slang. So we hired you. Well, guess what? We're going to get a lot better quality customer. Both of those people were college professors, right? So it's how you're going to target the market that you want. And lowballing your prices is not targeting a market you want. That's for sure.
It's 100%.
Because, hey, I've been there. When I first started out, I didn't care, man. I had a regular job. Fencing was just play money. So I didn't care. I was like, oh, yeah, I undercut everybody. But I had a whole lot of headaches.
Yeah. It gets to a point where it's not worth it.
So another alternative to consider instead of lowballing is probably one of my favorite things: diversification. Go ahead. Show us that Superman chest you got on right there, Dan Will. What you got? Expert stain and seal, 19 different flavors, odor free, no back brushing, employee proof, right? That is a great way to diversify.
Mm-hmm.
You know, offer another service. You know, this podcast is around fencing, right? So you might want to start offering decks. You might want to start offering pergolas. You might want to start offering staining. It's a great way to diversify. And look, how do you know if a diversification is working for you? Well, you need to track those jobs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have a spreadsheet, and as we enter in each job, we have drop down menus. It's on a pivot table, and we pick residential, stain. So then at the end of the month, I can go back and tell you how much dollars we spent was our stain for the month, what our average ticket was, what our average gross profit margin was, and whether or not it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you have to track that stuff. I used to do concrete work, and I used to do decks, and I used to do pergolas, and I used to do patio covers. And guess what? I don't do any of that anymore. You know why? Because it was a lot of headaches. The profit margin was very small because I had to sub everything out, and it was taken away from my moneymaker, fencing.
Mm-hmm.
So I got out of it all. Now we moved into staining. Another diversification is what? Gate operators. Go to gate operator school, man. Well, we got this August. We're going. Dan will be there. We'll
Mm-hmm.
be at the Finch show in Vegas. Brian's having classes. The AFA every the last week in October, first week in November down in Dallas, Texas. They have classes. You know, my AFA chapter had a class last weekend. You know, I think we had 6 or 7 guys go through it. Get licensed for that. Start putting in gate operators. You know,
if you want it, it's out there for sure.
Yeah. So another alternative is to diversify instead of lowballing jobs and hurting your market that you're depending on in the future. You know, and then of course another alternative would be value-based pricing. You know, consider pricing based on the value provided to the customers rather than solely on the cost. You know, if I get a customer that's worried about cost, I'm automatically turned off. And, you know, in my office, we can see everybody's text because we have one text that goes to all the customers. And Dylan can see when I'm getting frustrated with a customer, you know, and he'll know it. He'll see a response. He's like, oh, that's somebody just worried about price, huh? Yeah, I'm just messing with them. Just push them to the side.
Yep.
You know? So you've got to consider basing your price off of the value. And if you're offering things that are valuable, like no dig, right? That's a value that your yard's not going to get messed up.
Yep. I got one coming up, Dan. I think this week or next. Dude, it's one of the most heavily landscaped yards I've seen in a long time, and it is a no dig. And he was so concerned about us tearing it up, and we sold it on that, dude. You know, it's a value, and if you're taking that, if you have a customer that that spends that much time, money, and energy and effort into their property, into their yard, dude, and they want that perfect fence to go with it. Dude, he's gonna pay. That's a value to him to where we're gonna go in, build the fence, and walk out. It's like we were never even there.
So, are you doing a Postmaster? Or are you doing aluminum? What are you doing?
It's a vinyl.
Vinyl. Okay, so you're driving 2 3/8 inch schedule 40. Is that what you're driving?
20. I've been
20?
using 40, which I think is probably a little overkill unless you're like in a windy area. 20, yeah.
So you're gonna drive schedule 20. You're gonna put donuts on it, sleeve it, and roll, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, dude's gonna love it, man. That's kind of like we are. You hear old Roscoe barking in the background, huh? That's Scout, man. That's my daughter's dog. She moved in about a year ago. She totally bamboozled me, bro. She said, "Hey, I think I'm gonna move back home." And I'm like, "Oh, no, you can't do that." And she's like, "Well, you said I could if I was if we were in school. I'm like, yeah, well, you're not in school. She's like, oh, I'm going back to school. I'm like, damn it. So she moved in with like an 80 or 90-pound golden retriever. So now dog's kind of grown on me, dude. Now I bring him to work every day. He lays under my desk, mopes around. We throw the ball in the office. I feel sorry for the people below us, man. It's so funny. This dog doesn't run, he gallops. So I'll sit in my office, and out my office door is a wall. So I'll throw his ball and hit that wall, and it'll ricochet down the hallway, and I just hear him galloping down the hallway.
You would have a dog that gallops, Dan.
It's so funny, man. I'm like, what is wrong with you? But anyway, good old Scout. Yeah, man. So there's plenty of alternatives to running your business than lowballing to get cash flow or to retain your employees. We need to go ahead and focus on doing damn, somebody balking at somebody, huh? We need to focus on, our operations, our SOPs, being more efficient. We need to focus on being different in the market. Have some selling points, man. Premium materials. Find your targeted market and diversify. And make sure that your pricing is based off of value, not off of cost.
Yeah, 100%.
So, hey, man, it's great seeing you today, bro.
Good. I'm glad you got to see me, Dan.
2 weeks in a row. Man, I'm a lucky son of a bitch.
You are. Then I'm going to see you in Vegas here soon, too, dude.
Yeah, I'm ready, bro. I'm going to have Pepper with me. Wait till you get around Pepper and she's had a few drinks. You can be like, all right, I see why y'all are together. Man, so I just signed a big deal with J.C. Gary decals and signs, or signs and decals. I don't know how it goes, but I'm excited about that, man. We are coming out, guys. Alert, industry alert. We are coming out with a new Finch sign. Where's my Finch sign at? It's around here somewhere.
It's above. I can see it above your head to the left.
Yeah, hold on. I got one right here somewhere. Let me make some noise real quick, guys. Sorry. Let me mute that real quick. So, guys, we got the Fence Line Fence sign. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see it. So I think Benji has come up with an idea that we're going to go ahead and invert this. So we're going to make everything that's black white and everything that's white's black. And we might start doing these every year so they'll be sought after.
Dude,
if you're lucky.
Let me know when you get a River City Red one done. Then I'll take one.
We might do a red one.
Special for me?
Do a red one. Just for you. And hey, guys, if you got fence signs and you want to send them to us, we're doing a wall in Dylan's office of fence signs. You can send those to 19399 Hellenberg Road, Suite 208, Covington, Louisiana. I'm going to 70433. If you want to know what that is, give us a shout. Send it to us. We'll send you a Fence King and Fence Life sign in return. So give me a shout if you need to know and you want that. All right. You got anything you want to add, Dan Will, before we cut this thing, cut this off?
No, dude, this was good. This is really good. I hope there's guys out there that listen to this and implement it or take action on some of this, because this is the stuff that changes a business. Like, stop beating your head against the damn wall. Listen, take some advice, and act on it.
Yeah. And y'all stop stealing Dan Wheeler signs. Did you say somebody was stealing your signs, man?
I got to post some pictures. Yeah, they were. So my dad's been putting a lot of them back on. But the one I put on at Burger King, because I like those burritos in the morning from there. So I stopped and I signed the back of it. Like I said, your signed copy, the voice of the Fence Industry podcast, and I put my name, Dan Wheeler, and all curves up fancy. So I hope he steals it and gets it in, like super butthurt on it.
That's funny, man. Well, look, bro, it was great talking to you. It wasn't so great seeing you. You're a little rough on the eyes. I feel sorry for Sandy, but I'll talk to her in Vegas. We'll straighten her out. Are you bringing Sandy?
She's every other day, dude. One day she's like, I'm going. One day she's like, no, I don't want to go. One day she's going. So I don't know. It's one of those things.
Dude, I need her to hang out with Pepper, learn how to make those tacos or whatever, the flautas or
flautas, tacos, tamales, tortas. Man, yeah, everything.
And the white people chimichanga.
And she won't even know what a chimichanga is. Chimichanga, I have no idea.
All right, man. Well, look, it was great talking to you. You have a good one. And hey, fellas, y'all keep on fencing, okay?
You've been listening to My Fence Life. Yes, we like to have fun. Beer, bourbon, and business. And although we have fun, we take our business very seriously. Dan Blanc is known as the Fence King, and he's been providing high-quality fence solutions since 1999. He's connected to industry leaders, business leaders, financing experts, and marketing gurus that will be on the show to talk about their success stories. To find out more about us, hit the website at myfencelife.com. Listen to the show wherever you consume your content. We are everywhere. Apple, Spotify, and Google Podcast. See you next time on My Fence Life.